All right, today we're going to take an incredible journey. We're going deep inside the human body to see how a simple meal gets turned into the very energy that keeps you going. So welcome to your body's amazing fuel factory, the digestive system.
So, have you ever really stopped to wonder what happens after you take a bite of, say, an apple? I mean, you chew, you swallow, and then what? It feels like it just disappears. But what's really going on is a fascinating, powerful journey that starts the second that food leaves your fork. That food embarks on a wild ride through your gastrointestinal tract, which is really just a long, winding tube that runs right through you. And it's not alone. It gets help from a whole cast of critical organs, with each part of this internal factory having a very specific job to do. Our tour starts at the very beginning. The first stop on the line, the oral cavity, or, what we all just call the mouth. And believe me, the whole process kicks into gear right here, way before your stomach even knows what's coming. Now, here's what's so cool. Two different kinds of digestion start at the exact same time. First, you've got your teeth doing the mechanical work, right? Grinding and tearing everything into smaller bits. But at the same moment, your salivary glands are kicking off the chemical digestion, releasing saliva packed with enzymes that start breaking down carbohydrates right away. So once the food is all chewed up into a soft little ball called a bolus, your tongue shoves it to the back of your throat. This triggers the swallowing reflex, which is way more complex than you'd think. A little flap called the epiglottis cleverly slams shut over your windpipe, making sure the food goes down the right tube, the esophagus. So how does the food actually get down to your stomach? You might think it just falls, but nope, it's actively pushed by a process called peristalsis. The best way to picture it is like a powerful muscular wave that ripples down the tube, literally squeezing the food along. And this muscular wave is no joke. It is so effective, it doesn't rely on gravity at all. As that food travels down the 25-centimeter-long esophagus, these contractions are so strong that, yes, you could literally be hanging upside down and still eat and swallow. It's pure muscle power at work. After that quick trip down the esophagus, the food arrives at our next major stop, a super dynamic and powerful transformation chamber. We're talking about the stomach. The stomach is essentially this J-shaped muscular bag, and it acts just like a high-tech blender. Its muscles contract in 3 different directions to churn, mix, and just pummel the food, continuing that mechanical breakdown. But its real secret weapon is chemical. If we could zoom way, way in on the stomach wall, you'd see it isn't smooth at all. It's covered in millions of these tiny little openings called gastric pits. Think of them as the doorways to the glands that produce the stomach's super potent digestive cocktail, the gastric juice. And deep inside those glands, you've got this whole cellular workforce. You've got mucus cells making a slimy barrier so the stomach doesn't digest itself, pretty important. Then you've got parietal cells pumping out powerful hydrochloric acid to kill bacteria. And chief cells release a special enzyme that once the acid switches it on, starts demolishing proteins. It's an amazing coordinated chemical assault. Okay, after a few hours in the stomach, our food is now this thick liquid called chyme, and now it's ready for the main event. We're entering the real hero of our story, the small intestine. This is where almost all the nutrient absorption actually happens. So why is the small intestine so good at this? Well, for starters, it is incredibly long. When all the muscle is relaxed, like in a cadaver, the small intestine can measure up to an astonishing 20 feet. That is a massive amount of space to get the job done. But length isn't its only trick. While it might look like just a simple tube from the outside, the inside is engineered for maximum surface area. It is not a smooth pipe. It's this huge, complex landscape of folds and projections. It pulls this off in 3 stages. First, there are large folds in the intestinal wall. Then, covering those are millions of tiny finger-like villi. And then, covering each one of those are even tinier microvilli. Altogether, this creates a surface area about the size of a tennis court, all packed inside your abdomen, just perfect for soaking up every last drop of nutrients. The small intestine doesn't work alone, though. It gets a ton of help from its sidekicks. The liver makes bile, which the gallbladder stores up and sends in to break down fats. And at the same time, the pancreas delivers its own potent cocktail of enzymes to finish digesting everything else. So after traveling through almost 20 feet of the small intestine, most of the good stuff has been absorbed into the body. But believe it or not, the journey still isn't over. Let's head to the final stage of processing.
So whatever's left over, mostly water, fiber, and stuff we can't digest, moves into the large intestine. Its main job is to act like a recycling plant, absorbing most of that water back into the body. The trillions of gut bacteria living here also get a final shot at breaking things down before the waste is compacted and prepared for, well, elimination. So when you step back and look at it, from that very first bite to the final exit, your digestive system is this beautifully automated and intricate factory. It's a nonstop process of grinding, dissolving, pushing, and absorbing, all happening inside you right now, 24/7, without you ever having to think about it.
It really puts the simple act of eating into a whole new light. The next time you sit down for a meal, just take a second to appreciate the incredible automated factory that's about to fire up inside you. Kind of makes you think differently about fueling your body, doesn't it? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.